Hi again then guys, and so we've got another PP specific circuit tune for you today, and this time it's for the highly competitive Chaparral 2J fan car. Now I've done tunes for this in the past. I've done fast forward tunes, fast reverse tunes, but I've never really done any PP specific tunes for it. Now the thing about the Chaparral is, at the 700 PP level, it's fast, but it's not as competitive as, say, other cars which you can get at that level, such as the Peugeot Vision GT, the Mazda LM55, or the Pascalo Hybrid. It's fast, but the acceleration isn't quite quick enough to compete with them. The handling is a little bit heavy, so instead of 700 PP, we're making a bit of a change, and I've tuned this one for 650 PP racing, and this is particularly for more open high-speed tracks such as the Le Mans, Monza, potentially the Nuremberg Ring, that kind of thing. So you want your racing soft tyres. For suspension, we've got the ride height as low as possible, springs to 10, 50 and 13, dampers and anti-roll to 4, camber on 2 with neutral toe. For the gearbox, top speed's kind of an obvious thing on this car, so what you really need to work on is acceleration. So we've got an auto setting of 230 with the individual gears of 1.4, 970 and 720 with a final drive of 3.3. For the diff, the lowest initial torque, acceleration on 40 and braking on 20. You want no turbo upgrades, but it does have an oil change. And we've got a 61 kilo ballast, which we've put all the way to the front of the car to give it a more nose heavy handling signature, which in the case of this car does actually improve the handling. So that's it for the tune setup, relatively simple one overall. So now let's take it out to the Le Mans to see what it can do. So pretty much anyone who's bought the Chaparral 2J knows that it's a seriously quick car. But not so many people use it at the lower PP levels. Most people tend to do the obvious thing, which is fully tune the car and get its full potential. And that's all well and good. But there's no real need for me to tell you guys how to do that. There are plenty of people doing that kind of tuning. For the 650 PP level though, not so much. And the thing is, I would actually say that this car is more competitive at the 650 PP level than it is at the 700 PP, for the reasons that I mentioned earlier, and that are opposition. At the 700 PP level, you can get some seriously competitive machines. And the problem is that all the advantages that the Chaparral has become kind of moot at that speed, because its rivals have those advantages as well, such as top speed and grip. However, at the 650 PP level, the Chaparral is still capable of utilising those advantages. Huge grip and high top speed, as well as especially mid-range and top-end acceleration. Whereas at that 650 PP level, those rivals, or any rivals, have to really de-restrict what they're capable of in order to meet those requirements. Whereas the beauty of the Chaparral is, in a similar way to an electric car, regardless of how little power it has, it's still really fast. So, at the 650 PP level, this is still a 230 plus mile per hour machine. Whereas if you restrict something like a Pascalo Hybrid, or say the Peugeot VGT down to that level, they lose a huge amount of their potential, whereas the Chaparral actually handles and performs better at that level. Obviously it's not quite as quick in a straight line, but it's still seriously fast, like I said, well over 230, and the handling, most importantly, is better, because it has less power to deal with, and the weight is increasing its grip through corners. You can go flat out of corners in this car without wheel spinning at all. That is largely, of course, due to the fan system, but even a fan system that's 50 years old can only deal with so much. So if you give it less power to deal with, it's going to cope much, much better. And you can really feel that in this car. It can get around Le Mans in around 3 minutes and 20 seconds or even faster, which for the 650 PP level is pretty impressive, especially for a car of its age. On other tracks, I tried it on Sierra, It's okay on Sierra. This car doesn't deal very well with undulating tracks because it needs that suction to the floor, and on Sierra you're just bouncing around too much, really. But if you decide to use this tune, obviously I hope you find it fun and of course competitive, and if you'd like more tunes like this as soon as they come out, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching.